see it in the world today. There are people out there trying to fill an emptiness that they struggle to fill. They're just wandering around trying to find whatever it takes to fill that hole. And I was one of those people. From an early age, I didn't have fulfillment, and I tried everything to fill that void, and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't find it. 2009, 2010, I came in one morning and my boss said, "You need to go to HR today." And I walked in and was told I was no longer employed. It was a devastating blow, and I really had to do some searching to figure out how I was going to continue with this. About the same time, found out my mother had lung cancer. From the outside, we probably looked good, and my wife probably thought that everything was good, but I was really hurting bad. I felt like a failure. And shortly after that, I realized that I was probably doing everybody a better service if I wasn't around. My plan at that point was trying to figure out how I was going to commit suicide and make it look like an accident so my wife could get the insurance. I was so depressed at this point, and I was hurting so much that I didn't know what to do. I had not made the personal connection to accept God's love. I came home one Sunday, and my wife said, "You got to see this guy. I just watched him on TV. I've got it pulled up on the computer." So we watched a sermon or two from Pastor Stephen, and we decided we'd go see what this was all about. When I walked in, there was something new about it. And as I sat during the sermon, there were just bits and pieces that spoke to a brokenness I had in me. Pastor Stephen started the invitation. I could tell Jesus was speaking to me at that point and going, "This is what I want for you." And he said 3, and I raised my hand. At that point, I realized that I didn't have to do it alone, that it was better for me, and there was something out there that I could really rely on. And I went to the orange tent, and they just stood around me and prayed for me. And it was an amazing feeling, because at this point, I had never had a church family, and I really felt like these people cared about me. We wanted to start volunteering, and then one Sunday, the operations team looked at me and said, "We got 4 people out. We need help setting up the baptism tank." And I helped set the tank up that morning, and as I filled up the tank, I knew that I needed to be in that water. I climbed in the water, and when I climbed out, I knew that this was the point in my life where I no longer thought of my life as something I could take. After I got baptized and raised to life, I realized all those people that had gone through the baptism tank before I had been baptized, what it meant to them. And I knew what it meant to me. And I knew at that point that was going to be my passion. I would not miss setting up the baptism tank for anything. I want to make sure that you can see God's love through everything I touch. From filling the water to making sure that the towels are nice and fluffy. People know when they go in that water, when they come out, there is no doubt in my mind that they will feel what God's love is. Now at Rock Hill, I've seen over 500 baptisms, and I know God works through me, and all of those 500 people, I was there to see God work through them, working through me. That's been one of the greatest joys I've had. I go to see lives change. That's my passion.